from the very first session that we had to the third session here at Southport, it's been a fantastic journey for the SMEs, all delegates attending, and us as organisers. We've seen continuous returning SMEs and businesses, which has been fantastic to see those similar and familiar faces come back, networking together, building new and building on continuous relationships as well. So it's been really, really great to see that network really come together.
We live and work in quite siloed worlds, and we really need to learn from each other about what we do well and borrow the best bits from each other. And you just don't get that opportunity when you work in the public sector. You don't have the opportunity to talk to motivated, engaged individuals. You're stuck with processes and routines. This event, Novel, is an opportunity where we can get to just explore those ideas in a very fluid way without having to be tied to our desks.
The Novel programs have had a huge impact on my business. Just in the few short weeks, it changes how we think about what we do, and more importantly, what we want to do and the intention behind those changes. It's great to be challenged all the time, and while sometimes to be taken out of your comfort zone is difficult, I think progress is about always having one foot outside of the comfort zone. To have that ambition, but have a focused ambition, and to collectively understand how we can work together to foster that change.
Novel has really got me thinking about how we introduce innovation at every level. Sometimes it's easy to think that innovation is only for really big businesses with massive budgets, and it's been a really interesting exercise to sit down and think what that looks like, not necessarily from a technology perspective, but from an ideas perspective, to move my business forward and to be a little bit more ambitious in our thinking, but also how we communicate with the rest of our community, how we connect to them, and how we keep pulling and pushing everything forward.
One message which would be nice for attendees to take back is to really embrace AI and to best utilize this as a tool to aid strategic decision making and eliminate fear through the ability to trial and test at a small stage to then really accelerate innovation moving forward.
We're now getting into the part where we can help shape what the follow-up support looks like and the actions look like. In a lot of working groups like this, the first session can dwindle and you get into the second and third and you lose the focus and the ideas of what you're trying to achieve. But I think by keeping that core group of attendees, we've been able to drive it forward. And I like the fact that we're getting to an action planning phase, and that's actually going to be converted into a white paper for governments. So actions will come from it that will need to have follow-up responses.
We start with the premise for chapter 1, and then chapter 2 builds on that. We engage our audience to actually think, well, what did we cover in that first session and how are we growing it, how are we evolving it? And the culmination of Novel is the audience themselves, our delegates themselves, actually engaging, writing, shaping the concepts that we will now take forward to the next stage of the programme. We'll build our white paper and we'll be ready for Novel 2 later in 2025.